All right, it's 135 The Beat, Mommy's new number one for hip-hop, R&B, and The Breakfast Club. You know, a lot of things don't really excite me. I've seen it all. I've done it all in this radio game. But this young lady here excites me. Her music, her talents, and she does what I do as well in terms of broadcasting on radio. Ladies and gentlemen, ALAINE!
Well, go on, Papa.
What's up?
I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm so happy you are here out the gate. And I know we spoke off air, but yes. I have to say, my favorite song, one of my, I wouldn't say there's a lot of songs I love by so many amazing artists, but for me to be able to say one of my top 5 songs of all time, you sang it and did a great job with it. It's Deeper.
Listen to me now. That is the biggest compliment to me. And let me tell you why it means so much to me. I recorded that song in a Brooklyn basement, standing right in front, in a small bathroom, standing right in front of the toilet. For ambiance.
Oh, wow.
The producer.
That sounds like a major hype video. Evil Rifle, right? That's where he records. But go ahead, continue.
I love it. So for ambience, the producer lit a scented candle, and put it on top of the toilet.
Wow.
And that was the experience, this little tiny, bathroom, and there I was singing my heart out, and here you are now, many years later, saying how much it means to you, and and it's just a testament of never despising humble beginnings, small beginnings.
Absolutely.
Because big things come from just big intentions and stepping out, So
absolutely.
I give thanks for the small bathroom.
No, listen, thank you for sharing that, because you know how many artists I've interviewed and they say, the songs that they didn't care for ended up being the biggest songs, or they have, similar stories like that. But thank you to even
humble
know that
makes
me even love the song even more.
Wow, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's a big blessing.
Yes. But of course, you've had so many other hits beyond Deeper that we love and that we share. Let's talk about your humble beginnings with music. How did music discover you?
Oh, listen, from I was born, my mother told me that I've always just responded to music. Whenever she sang, I would stop crying, and when she stopped singing, I would cry. So she
your
had
mother sang?
Yes, mommy is a singer. Well, mommy is a hairdresser. Mommy is a Jill of all trades, because she's not Jack.
Right.
Yes. But she is just a creative, and she's somebody that always encouraged me to be very expressive and to sing. She always said, from I know myself, mommy has been saying to me, "You're a star." Right. So I believed her. Just like when I didn't understand math, and she said, "You're smart." I was like, "Okay, I guess I am." And then I understood math. So yeah, it's really important to have parents who affirm you positively, or people in your life who speak into you, and it programs you, just like the negative can program you. And so I give thanks for her. She's so amazing. I love her so much.
Absolutely.
And so, I've been singing all my life, grew up singing, playing the piano, being encouraged to write. So I'm a songwriter as well, somebody who loves just expressing and just holding a positive
Did
vibe,
you write Deeper?
I did. I write all my songs.
Gosh, man.
All my songs. Yeah.
Because remember what I said to you offline, I said just the way how you sang it and spoke it and the way how it was put together was that came from somewhere.
It did.
Yeah.
It came from a very deep love.
Yeah, I won't get into that. I don't do gossip.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
It's good. No, I'm finished talking about it. But yeah, it's all right. It came from somewhere.
Right,
I didn't draw it out there.
I could tell because it transfers very well. Transfers very well.
Thank you, Papa.
So on the level now of you recording for us to hear on a big level, what was that first opportunity for you to record, your first hit, let's say, or first
wow.
record?
Well, I don't know if you know my story, but I was working at JP Chase in investment banking.
Where?
And Brooklyn.
In New York.
J Street, and because after I left UA, which is in Jamaica, the University of the West Indies, I moved to New York and got a job first with Bank of New York, then with JP Chase, and I was bored. I hated it. What is that? Shout out to all the bankers. Good for you guys. And everybody has their own path to follow.
Yes.
But that was not for me.
Exactly.
So in the nights, what I used to do was moonlight in any studio I could get into in New York. And I was like, I'm a songwriter. Listen to my music, and I did that for 3 years until they promoted me at the bank.
Oh, wow.
And so I had to, I was promoted to the assistant vice president team, and that would mean that I would have to travel and represent the bank, and I didn't want to do that.
Right.
But I wouldn't be able to moonlight anymore, so I quit. I just took a leap of faith,
Wow.
moved home to Jamaica, and I've been writing music ever since, you know, and the first people to take a chance on me were Daseka.
Oh, the
You know,
Seika,
yeah, man, big up
yeah.
Serrani, David, and Craig,
Yes.
you know, and so from that came, I would do anything only for you, and the big bad anger
Wow.
management rhythm,
Yes.
you know, songs like Chaka Chaka Love, songs like, you know, just good vibes, you know,
Yes,
and then
yes.
then No Ordinary Love just changed the trajectory of my life, you know.
So talk about that. How did that come about? And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, I met a girl called Raquel in Jamaica because, you know, the industry is really small. So when I moved back home after I quit my job, which people were telling me I was crazy to do because I was doing so well, I was like, yeah, but I'm not happy. You can't live your life with the Sunday night blues.
Yes.
Every time the sun was setting on Sunday night, I was like, no! And so what made me happy was music, and I said, I'm just gonna just try, you know.
Yeah,
Sold all my
absolutely.
furniture, sold my car. I gave my furniture away to Goodwill, sold my car, and went home and again hit the ground running with Daseka. And then Raquel introduced me to Don Corleone.
Nice.
And then came the string of hits that we had together musically, you know,
Yes.
that was just a beautiful vibe, you know, and that introduced me to the world, and I give thanks for that. But No Ordinary Love, when I recorded that song and it was released, changed my life. So give thanks.
So Don produced that song.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's when I really got to know about you. I knew the other songs too, juggling as a DJ and stuff like that. But yeah, that was your coming out.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
sure.
And how has it been, you know, like during that era, maybe like touring and moving around and stuff like that? How has it been for you, like in your
music?
career? Yeah.
It's been great. You know, I've been to places that I didn't know existed.
Right.
You know, I've been so blessed to be embraced in East Africa. Blew my mind when I went over there, and thousands of people came out to the show. I cried. I remember after the show, it was just this huge success. As on stage going, I'm having an out-of-body experience. This cannot be happening. This cannot be my life, but it is.
Yes.
And I remember going into the hotel room, jumping on my bed, and bawling. I was like, oh my God. And of course, all praise to the Almighty God, who is the source of all the blessings in my life, you know. Big surprises also came my way via East Africa, and a collaboration I have with Willie Paul called I Do. That song has over 30 million views on YouTube. Just this massive hit that's like played at so many African weddings as well, you know. Just
Isn't that amazing? How music transcends, yeah.
Amazing, Papa Keith. And
Yes.
it's like, okay, God, thrill me some more. I'm ready, you know?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. So I'm really excited about the future, you know. Of course, I'm on television as well. I'm part of Digital Rising Stars, which is like the Jamaican equivalent to
awesome.
American Idol.
Yes.
So I'm a resident judge on that show, as well as I have my own radio show, weekdays from Monday to Friday on the Edge 105 FM. That's called High Frequency. And I'm recording new songs. Just shot a video, a collaboration with one of my favorite artists in the world that I cannot talk about now because it is top secret. But I'm so excited because it is like easily one of the best songs I've ever sung. Ask him.
Well,
He
listen,
knows
if you
this.
could say that, that means a lot because you
Yeah.
already have a catalog of some really amazing songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm
listen,
excited,
I really love the era of music that you were in. I think
Thank
it might have
you.
been the Don era too because the women were really doing their thing. I
Yeah,
remember
man.
Don't Kill Me, Wayne Marshall
Tessan.
wife.
Tammy Chin.
Tammy Chin.
Yeah, man.
Tessan
Tessan Chin, The Voice.
That-
Come on
oh
now.
my gosh.
Cecile.
That era,
Brick
y'all
and
were like,
Lace.
yes.
Of course. Killing it. Jovi
Yes.
Rockwell. Queen Ifrica. You know, of course, Etana. All of us. And still, each of us is still doing our thing, you know, and supporting each other as well, you know. So we give thanks for the unity as well.
Well, we know, you know, that the music has changed a lot.
Yeah, big
and
time.
and I don't, you know, I try not to knock it because I'm sure we were knocking, you know, like what our era, the people before was like, what is this? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But, you know, I've made my comments openly about, you know, reggae versus Afrobeats. And, you know, my thing was like, first of all, they're not to be compared. Second of all, you know, I felt that more dancehall reggae, more than just reggae itself, but more dancehall reggae was missing the love in the music, you know? And, you know, a lot of the music was just really about like, you know, rough sex and drugs and popping Molly and cutting throats and all these different things. What I do enjoy, you know, some of that music. I'm not going to act like I don't. I do enjoy some of that music, but I felt like it was just too much of it. Yeah. And I remember coming up in the era of just being more balanced, even with the very same artist. Bounty Killer would have Love Tune, man. Bounty Killer would murder you, and then Bounty Killer would tell you about roots, reality, and culture. Yeah. So that's what I'm used to. Yeah. So hearing it be a little bit more, well, a lot more one-sided, how do you feel about the prism of reggae music and the state of reggae dancehall music right now?
You know, in everything there's good and bad, there's light and dark. And as much as there is that there are those voices that are speaking of the darker side of things, there are those voices of light. We have Mortimer, you know, we have artists like Protege, Chronix, female artists like Lila Ike, Naomi Cohen, yes, absolutely,
Coffee.
Savannah, Coffee, exactly. Grammy winning Coffee, like let's not like put respect on her name, right?
Put some respect on it.
Listen, so there's a balance because and it's necessary because it's life. You know what I mean? Night and day. But you know, I am all for as I was just speaking to my DJ Denver about this abracadabra, and you guys have heard about this, right? And you've heard of abracadabra, right? It's like abracadabra, and then you do the things, and then things fly, and you know things appear and all that. But what abracadabra means is, as I speak, so it is. It's the power of the word, you know? And so I'm very much about intentional speaking because I know the power that we have in our voices. Yes. And so I'll always be on the side of songs that glorify love and lift people up, you know, from places because music is healing. For me, music should be healing, you know? And so that's the side I'm always going to be on. Everybody has a voice and everybody has their story to tell. But again, we can choose to listen to what we want. So we're not speaking badly about anyone, but
and we're not. Yeah, we're just shedding light on what's going on right now.
Exactly.
And that's why I find myself turning to songs like Deeper than
come on now.
Being able to find something that's,
uplifting.
Right. Because to me it just was more of a balance. Yeah. So even like I said, with the artists who did sing other types of music, they had different sides to them. They showed different sides to them. And I'm giving like Bounty Killer, the king of
Clash,
that.
Yes.
He had many sides to him. He'll sing a love song to you. He'll sing a
Beanie Man.
Tune,
Exactly.
Beanie Man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Where I just don't feel like this new generation is doing
as balanced.
They're not as balanced. Everything is mollies and cutting throats.
But the thing about it, Keith, and this is something that I've been speaking about as well, is that us as the grown folks in the industry need to approach it with love. So when I was growing up, right, and people were like, oh, you young people don't know anything. Well, I was just like, yeah, well, you old people don't know anything either. And what that did was it built a chasm between us.
Yeah,
and so what we need to do is have an open conversation with each other where both of us can learn, both groups can learn from each other, because otherwise we're always going to be talking at each other.
Put the camera on me. Here's what the problem is.
What is this now?
The phone.
Listen.
The phone makes everybody a genius, makes everybody know everything. It makes people not want to listen to the older folks and connect and stuff like that. Yeah. So you're right, and I feel the same way. So I'm actually trying to do something about it in my own little way by embracing the younger artists into the fold that I have. Ones who've never had an opportunity to have a song on the radio, stuff like that. I'm doing these things to try to embrace them so they don't feel like we over here, son, them over there. So we are here together. I agree, but it's a struggle because of this. This allows them to feel like they have all the answers. They know everything. Wow. They don't need to hear me. I'm old. I'm this. I'm the other.
Yeah.
So,
but still, be open and say, hey, I don't feel like I know everything, but I do know some things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. And there are things that they know that we don't know.
Exactly.
So we need to hear from them too, you know what I mean? And together we'll be unstoppable. But there's a us versus them mentality, and we can't move forward.
Yeah, we got to be hopeful.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for discussing that.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, man.
All right. So listen, you're here for a reason. The promoters have been listening to me talk about you, which I can continue to do for another hour.
About the show.
And they're like, yeah, but shouldn't I just walk here, You know, somebody
We flew
fly
her
her
here.
in, you know.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, at the front of the plane.
And
Thank you
being
very
a former
much.
promoter, I totally understand, you know, what it is and what's going on. So I definitely want to take some time and acknowledge R&R, R&B and reggae collaboration, which I
Yeah.
think was a pretty genius idea by the promoters, and brave, because, you know, I love the two musics, and I
Yeah.
always thought they had like a similar marriage,
for sure.
you know, but for them to actually try to bring it together in an arena, you know, live, I think was a big move, a bold move, and it seems like, you know, it's going to be a really good event, and I love the fact they started with you, because that means I'm going to 100% be there.
Yay! You say I love this.
But yeah, so you're in town for R&R. That's happening this Thursday. What's the vibe being back here in Miami and performing and connecting at an event like this?
It's exciting. You know, I'm all about love. So if you come to my show, you're going to feel good. My intention is always to make you feel the love that I felt when I wrote these songs, and it's just going to be an amazing vibe. You know, I love performing, I love singing, I love meeting people and just feeling the energy, you know. So it's a good thing, it's a great thing. Everybody come out, it's gonna be the best time.
Yes, Thursday at the Vault. Please come out. We have to support events like this, because you same ones who want to complain and make noise is because you don't support these events enough. And the promoters are doing a lot and flying people in and trying to make it a very special moment for you, but they need your support in order to continue to do things like this. So I implore to my people to please come out and see ALAINE. All my ALAINE fans, we don't care if it's during the week. Listen, you can, you know, what time is the event from, I should ask? What time is the event, Gangali? From 9. See,
9.
so it's to 9 to 2, so it's perfect.
Okay, it's an early thing.
You know, so it's an early vibe. You can still make it to work the next day. Not that you have to go into work anyway. You're probably working from home. And you're probably not going to do any work on a Friday anyway. So come on.
Barely
I'm laying
working.
it all out, ALAINE. I'm laying it all out.
Working.
So come on out to Club Vault this Thursday. Again, I'll be there. I can't wait
I
to
look
see you
forward to
perform.
it.
I'm very excited. Tickets on sale now. Where can they get tickets?
Eventbrite, R&R Thursday.
All right, go to Eventbrite and click on to R&R Thursdays. My R&R Events. Okay, R&R Events on Eventbrite. It's going to be hosted by my very good friend for many, many years, Terrible T, who's also in the building. Straight
boss.
from the Bahamas.
Yeah,
He is the Papa Keith of the Bahamas.
He is, right?
He's like the Papa Keith of here too, but I can't give him that yet. not as long as I'm still alive. But we love you, Terrible T. We're glad to have you here, man. And one thing I liked about the DJ lineup, so they had DJ Don Hot, which I thought was genius, and I'm gonna tell you why. DJ Don Hot is mostly known as, like, you know, South Beach DJ, you know, killing it with the hip hop and stuff like that. But he's Caribbean, he's Jamaican, right?
Yeah.
And all of us as DJs, we get typecasted. It is what it is, right? But we go where the money's at.
Right.
But Don Hot is he will kill an R&B party if he's given the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've seen him do a couple brunches where he's done so great. So I'm excited to see Don Hot DJ an R&B and reggae party, because I think he's so capable, and he's going to bring such an energy to that vibe
For sure.
that with him and then you, it's going to be an amazing night.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
We're going to wave our troubles goodbye. We're going to celebrate no ordinary love and fall deeper and deeper in love. Yes, indeed. Yes.
On that note, ALAINE, thank you so much. I want to give you your gold roses at this time.
Thank
you so much for all your contributions to R&B and reggae music, and to Jamaica and Brooklyn and all the places you've represented. You've been such an amazing artist, and you continue to carry that light. We appreciate you so much for all that you've done for the industry, okay?
Oh, wow. Each time you call, I want to fall deeper. Papa Keith, each time we kiss, I'm feeling it deeper and deeper and deeper. When you love me like you do, Papa, wanna sing my songs for you. Take full control, please, Papa, go deeper and deeper and deeper.
Thank you, ALAINE. That was the
Respect,
best
Papa.
gift. I got to get that on dub now. How much you charging, Elaine? I'll pay for that.
A lot.
I'm sure you do.
No, for you,
I'll
you're
pay for
good.
it.
You're good.
Listen, funny enough, I got to tell you this now. I haven't talked about it, but I recently got divorced, and I said, but we're great.
Yeah.
But I said if I ever get married again, you're
I'm
going
singing
to
at
sing
your
at
wedding?
my wedding.
Ready.
All right. So
we need a dating show, and we'll just sort it
All right,
out.
that's
Yeah.
what's up.
The new bachelor, ladies and gentlemen, Papa
right.
Key.
Teach us pets. Let me stop. Love you, Elaine.
Love, Papa. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
It's a pleasure having you.
Respect.
Excellent. Oh, God.